First off, rest in peace, neighborhood Nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black home. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Heal gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, based over here.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What's going on, good people, good people? It is that time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's draft season, baby. And you know it ain't no draft season without your favorite guys jumping on and doing the one, the only 3-Man Weave mock draft. We just did the mock draft brought to you by the Fours. So it's only right that we follow it up and give you ours and what we think. And we will try and use some logic and see where each team is going to go and try and make sure that this isn't what we would do, but what we think these teams will do. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky.
At the end of the day, the logic is definitely going to be the most important thing about this whole exercise. Is the logic is going to be more so profound, insightful, thoughtful, that's the whole purpose of the exercise. We don't do trades, so we understand that.
Don't ask, don't say, oh, the Broncos is gonna trade up, the Vikings. Nope.
We get it.
They haven't yet. So guess what? We not gonna do it. So they will be drafting as if they can't make a move. And so before we get started, I am going to be your host and the moderator of this draft, AJ. I don't have not a red cup. I don't got a drink. I just got me about 2 more bites of this cheesecake. William, who I got with me?
Y'all already know who it is. Your boy Hill, fresh off work, and Hill go here regardless, baby. Let's get it.
Yes, and we got the NBA playoffs going, so make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button on this. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter at 3manweave_, and make sure you email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com.
Before we get into this, pause. What is your overall thoughts of the draft, man?
I think this is going to be a very good draft. Like this has the possibility to be one of those drafts that actually can, reshape a lot of teams. A lot of teams can have the opportunity to put themselves in a position to go forward and be contenders for years to come. But I also feel as if there are going to be some teams that fall into the hype. And of course, we know that, a lot of the times that happens with quarterbacks. I think a lot of times that there's going to be some teams that they feel like they have to fill that need right now, and they're going to try, and then they're going to fail, and then they're going to be back here again. So I think that's where, that's going to happen. And I think as we've seen, wide receiver is always strong. But one of the weaker positions that we've seen come out in the draft, people believe that there's a lot of depth there, and some people think it's a very strong class, and that's the tackle class. So we will see.
Yeah, it's very, I guess we'll say, top heavy. You know what I'm saying? I agree with everything that you just said. In the general sense, for me, it's more so depending on who you're listening to. It's the logic that's really been getting on been irritating me in a certain sense. Like when it comes to injured players, and we'll probably get to that when it comes to some of these players. I get the sentiment of the injured player that's currently injured or currently recovering from an injury. But
Right.
don't give me the sense of, okay, he has a lot of injuries and now all of a sudden I want to, ding him for those previous injuries and then still draft him. Oh, which one is it? Was you scared of them injuries or you just trying to get it for the cheap? So which one you trying to sell me on? And that's the problem. That's the part it's the logic that's really irritating me. And like I say, once we get a couple of the players, I'll go deep in depth with what I'm alluding to.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we will be using the Pro Football Network mock draft simulator. It's been updated as of today, so the big board should be pretty up to date based on their rankings. Um, as you can see, Chicago Bears, you are on the clock.
This is quick.
Quick, Caleb Williams,
Yeah,
you are a Chicago Bear.
you know they did a lot. They did a lot this off season. They did a lot. The last since Ryan Poles has been the GM, he's been putting in a lot of work, and a lot of people are like, well, why he didn't do this for Justin Fields? Be quite honest, it wasn't his job to to do this for Justin Fields. It was a job to do this for the Bears, and
Yeah,
he didn't
and
draft Justin Fields. So
and to me, he set them up in a really good position, to go now because they have these. They could have just stood pat and drafted a quarterback last year,
mhm.
but who knows if it would have been the situation that they are bringing their quarterback into this year. Matter of fact, no, it ain't no who knows. They wouldn't have been able to bring their quarterback into the situation that they're doing now because now they can bring a quarterback, Caleb Williams, in. You already have DJ Moore in the fold.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring your quarterback, and then you can do something else with another top 10 pick. So this worked out perfect. This is one of those trades where it was like, hey, this is one of those lottery hits. You're drafting at number one overall without your pick, and this ain't your pick.
Yeah. So this ain't your normal typical trash number one seed, you know, having the record. So yeah, in a good position.
All right.
Are we gonna have a debate here at number two?
I'm going Jaden Daniels. I'm not going. So
Yeah, it's Jaden Daniels for me as well.
all right. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. What about here? This is I think this will this be our first debate?
It wouldn't be a first debate between us because I think we understand um the position that the Patriots in. The Patriots roster is terrible.
Need everything.
Um um uh, Elliott Wolf came from the Patriots. I mean, not from the Patriots, came from the Packers. He's known to have, he needs a lot of ammunition when it comes to the draft. That's what
Yep.
that's how he was raised. So he's definitely going to be a prime candidate to trade back.
The trade back. Yes.
We all talk about situations. You put a rookie quarterback in this situation, this you might be setting them up for failure. Like you said,
Ain't no Mike.
unless the game plan is to let him sit for a year
Right.
and develop. And if that's the case,
because you have Jacoby Brissett.
if that's the case, if you plan on letting the quarterback sit and develop until you get the requisite pieces around him, then I will understand them getting a quarterback here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me personally, with the way we went, even though I said all that, even though we went Jaden Daniels too, I think Drake Maywood should be the pick right here. I personally probably would do a Marvin Harrison, but I do think since Drake May is the one that's right here, I think he should be the pick. That's just my opinion. I'm just one half of this thing.
Right. So also, I believe, well, we both strongly believe that this is going to be a prime trade back candidate and they'll most likely trade back. And yes, you'll be able to throw, Marvin Harrison out there with Jacoby Brissett, and that could prove to be very serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, this will be an amazing spot for Joe Alt, to be quite honest, because now you bring because we're talking about bringing out a rookie quarterback, if they were to draft a rookie quarterback, this wouldn't be a good situation for them. To me, as we've seen how these wide receiver drafts go each year, them guys are jumping in the draft. And guess what? You do not have Bill Belichick picking your wide receivers anymore. So this is you may be in a spot where it's like, okay, let's try and get a cornerstone tackle. And then when we bring our guy in, he has some protection. Because again, like we said, the wide receiver drafts every year is like, oh, it's a deep wide receiver draft. It's a deep wide receiver draft. We don't get Joe Alts very often.
No, we don't.
So,
Well, we do, but I get your point. I'm just not trying to argue.
right. So yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm about to say it's always one. There's at least one in the draft, you know.
So I'll say this: you don't have the opportunity to get one very often. How about that?
Easily, it's just without letting it come to you. But what we gonna do here? What we gonna do here? Cause we drafting as the Patriots.
But that's one of the reasons why I think that they would go Joe Alt.
Robert Kraft been back on his BS.
You're right. So I think I think they might take that name and go with Marvin Harrison. You're right.
All right, let's go with Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison off the board. I think that means that this would be another prime trade back candidate.
Or they've run into the podium to draft Malik Neighbors.
Yeah,
that's one of those ones like they need a receiver, of course, and we know that based off how the GM was last year, he's known to will and deal, but they also need an impact wide receiver. Like they committed to Kyler, they got some number 2s and 3s and other complementary receiving pieces, but they need a receiver.
Yeah. This we can go Malik Neighbors since there's no trades here.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you hit me with my spoiler. You hit my spoiler alert already.
What's that?
I was ready to have a whole speech together for Joe Alt for the Chargers.
Right here. Yeah. Hey, I'm right here with you because guess what? You saw what Harbaugh was doing with JJ McCarthy.
You see what he been saying.
Exactly. Like, they about to run the ball. They will.
Yes.
I don't care. I don't care if they like. Oh, but they got Rashawn Slater. Nope. Put Joe out on the other side.
Oh, put Joe Alt on the other side, or you putting Rashawn Slater on the other side?
I think that they're gonna put Joe Alt on the other side and just be like, "Hey, let's go for it."
Did Rashawn? That's why I really wanted to ask you. I didn't want to text this to you. Didn't Rashawn Slater play some right tackle in college?
Yeah, and I remember when he was coming in, they was gonna say he could be a guard too. So he, he could play in the phone booth. But
the only thing different is for him, this is year 4. Pretty sure they're gonna pick up his 5th-year option because he has solidified himself as being one of the ones at the tackle.
Exactly.
But would you want to move on contract year?
That's why I said Joe Alt, you are going to the other side.
But if I feel that Joe Alt is just better than your ass at left tackle,
bro, Rashawn Slater damn near all pro. He
been in. He missed a year one time. You've been injured.
Yeah. But guess what?
And it's a whole new coach. You ain't really got no kick. Y'all ain't done shit.
It's the front office though. The front office is like, no, Rashawn Slater, you stay over there because they gonna have to pay him before they pay Joe Alt. So
the money don't change though.
The money don't change, but the people's perception of the money from left to right does change. You get what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, though, we still going with Joe Alt, though, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna let them deal with that. Deal with that nonsense. This is fun. This is the Giants, and I'm not even gonna be objective. I want them to do anything they can do to go get a quarterback. Go get one, please.
I was gonna say they're about to get Daniel Jones 2.0.
Yeah,
they go get Drake May.
Go get him. Go get a quarterback. Because if you go do this, because you're doing the same exact thing that you did to Daniel Jones.
Yep. All right. So we with it, Drake May.
Unfortunately, yeah. So go get it. I know we took Joel away from
Ross. Let's
from
go ahead and just say
from,
Ross,
from
because
Ross.
Ross gonna be mad about this one.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm mad about though. Some of the logic, and this was early on in the process. The logic that they a lot of people were saying since Bill Callahan is so good as an offensive line coach, they should trade back and just go get another tackle because he's so good. And that's the dumbest logic I've ever heard.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely not.
Like I get it, he's good. He's one of the ones. I get it. He can mold anything out of play. But damn, can you give us some good play though? Like come on, man.
Not
Like
the shit that been sitting out for 2 days.
yeah, nah. We talk about like let's not do that. I get it. Everybody's always fascinated with trading back. Everybody want to trade back. Nah. Sometimes at some point, get one of them ones.
Yep.
Now, which one they gonna get though?
I actually think they would go for Fuaga here.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, because to me, for them, I see them going Fuaga, Fatanu, and then Fashanu.
You think?
Maybe even JC Latham over Fashanu.
Mm, I get your logic, and I ain't even gonna argue with you. Um, you think Fuaga can play left tackle?
Yeah, I think Fuaga could play left tackle, but they also just need bodies on the offensive line.
Any
They
tackle. So
need
yeah,
they need anybody, and that's another thing that I think would help them because hey, if he can't play, if he can't cut it out at tackle, all right, go to guard. You got the size and the strength to go to guard. That's another reason why I think JC Latham might be above Fashanu as well, because he got that size and strength to kind of do a little bit of everything, play guard, play on the outside, stuff like that.
all right. So let's get it. Fuaga. Throw it out for Fuaga.
He ain't that far.
I'm the best with
All right, next up,
you. Where we at?
the Atlanta Falcons, ATL Hope.
They probably gonna go Dallas Turner. Me personally, I don't know what Raheem Morris really wants to do on this defense though. He's had a lot of different,
Different types of
yeah.
players, yeah.
They got the corner. They're going to get a corner later. I
Yeah.
think it's a little too early for a corner now. They got safeties. I think if they need a linebacker, they're gonna get the linebacker later. I think they're just gonna go Dallas Turner. Me personally, Jared Verse would fit what they need to do better, or Latu, but for
Yeah.
them,
I think with the upside of Dallas Turner, it that's probably what they're gonna go for. The program, all of that stuff. You know,
I
if
mean, it's
it,
not a bad pick though. It's not
yeah,
a bad.
if Zach Robinson was the head coach, I'd have went Roma Dunze and then just be like, all right, we got all the weapons and on offense, Kirk. There you go. But let's go ahead and go Dallas Turner here.
No, well, what you think that the Bears gonna do?
I had to move the mouse because I almost clicked it right here. But I think, hey, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Cole Komet, like Caleb here.
Yeah, please.
Like,
And the fact that I think Rome has said that Keenan Allen is one of his inspirations that he looks to to mold his game from. Like it makes sense that Keenan Allen's on a 1 year deal. You know, you don't really have to
and
have to
then
rush everybody to be it just
exactly.
makes
And then,
sense.
and then you have, to me, they're all interchangeable. You have like interchangeable pieces where it's just not like, all right, you go out here in the slot, you go out here as the X, you go out here. Like, I
Yeah.
think it gives their offense some versatility. All right.
I think yeah, for Rome though, for Rome, I think the best spot for him in Chicago is just to play the X though.
Yeah, no, it's definitely on the outside, but it'll, as he grows like
Yeah.
throughout the season, I think you can start to, put a little bit more on his plate. But yeah, let's go Roma Dunze here. Well, let me make sure I'm recording. Okay, yes, I am recording this draft because we'd have been shitty. All right. The Jets is on the clock, man.
They in win now mode. Aaron Rodgers is basically the GM and the owner at this point. They made some moves in the offensive line to go get veterans. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I was none of the moves that they made would have stopped me from getting an offensive lineman here.
Yeah.
But
You hear a
Brock,
lot of
yeah,
Brock
Brock
Bowers,
Bowers.
Brock Bowers smoke. So I'm gonna go ahead and just roll with you on that one. But
Yeah,
to me, this is where I'm like, hey, Fashanu, Fatanu, somebody.
yeah. Anybody,
Yeah, but
anybody that play offensive lineman would have been the thing. Cause you just whatever. But Brock
yeah,
Bowers.
yeah. I'm gonna
Hey,
go ahead
and,
and
and to be quite honest, you put Brock Bowers, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, like, all right now,
yeah, that that
yeah,
that that,
that
that
that's the that's a trio.
yeah,
That's something to get you scared about or get you excited about in New York. So I get it. Go ahead, JJ McCarthy, bro. We
yeah.
ain't got to talk
We
about
I was like, we ain't gotta
it.
talk.
I do want to talk about this. Do they know? Do they realize that they botched this whole entire thing? Like, I get it. Like, you didn't want to pay Kurt. Kurt offered, he offered to take a pay cut that he just wanted 3 more years. You said no. So that lets you further know that you wasn't in the Kirk Cousins business anymore. Fine. He ended up getting injured. He did you a favor, but y'all still out there and still tried to win games. And we're winning. You almost made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If they would have organically tanked, nobody would have batted eye.
Justin Jefferson got hurt.
And y'all still got 1,000 yards. And they
That's
had
crazy.
all the opportunities in the world to just tank, and they wouldn't even have to do all this stuff to trade up to give up draft capital just to go get a quarterback. But hey, they botched this entire thing. But hey, do your thing. Do your thing.
Denver Broncos, you are now on the clock.
Yeah. Please, Bo Nix.
Bing.
Please, Bo Nix. I want to. We'll discuss when we do the divisional preview. We'll really go in depth about this. But like, we got another wild card here.
The
Go.
Oakland Raiders.
You need to go back to all.
All right. You don't like Michael Penix? All right.
It should be Michael Penix.
I believe he's meeting with them.
He meet with a lot of people.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
It should be.
I think it is going to be Michael Penix.
It should be.
What do
But
you?
I'm nervous. I'm
Why?
nervous.
Why?
I don't trust. Okay, when it comes to, I'm gonna say it. When it comes to black quarterbacks, I definitely trust when they hate when they start giving all the negatives, all the disdain, because they try to sprinkle it in like, oh, it's the injuries, and then they, oh, he ain't, when it's off schedule, he don't, with pressure in his face, he don't know how to, how to handle pressure. They start bringing out the negatives, and then once they start saying that he ain't really that good, I believe it. On the flip side, when you start propping up a JJ McCarthy, it's starting like, oh man, that's starting to sound like more of a smoke screen. That's like if he drops, it's like, okay, yeah, we do understand him dropping. It's more so that's the flip side of it. Like, I get it. It may be a smoke screen for JJ McCarthy. They may very well believe everything that they're saying about it. But on the flip side, when it comes to the negative to a Michael Penix, I can see him dropping.
Yeah, no, I can see Michael Penix dropping.
I can see him being the Lamar Jackson of the draft. Like, somebody have to trade back up and drafting him in the first round just to get him so they can have that fifth round option.
Because we're not doing trades, I can see like so with the Patriots at 3.
Mm-hmm.
I see the Patriots trading back from 3, and let's say they trade with the Vikings. They'll trade back. They trade back at 3 with the Vikings. So they'll have what is it, 11 and 24? 23?
Yeah.
So they'll have 11 and 23. And so they get JJ McCarthy at 3, which is crazy. I'm not trading up at 3 for JJ McCarthy. To me, after that, to be quite honest, you don't have to get Bo Nix and Michael Penix in the top 15. Because to me, I don't see the NFL as seeing these two, Bo Nix and Michael Penix, as top 15 quarterbacks. You can, to me, you can get them in the second round, but who knows? And then also you can go Fashanu here, get Spencer Rattler in the second round because there's been talk about him going in the second round. So it's like
I like that idea, but
I'm cool with that. I'm cool to go with Fashanu right here, and then go sprint. Like, well, we're not doing
I
that.
don't think I would go. I don't think I would go Fashion over them. I think I would go more.
You go Fashanu.
No, I wouldn't even go offensive lineman. I think this would be the first cornerback off the board.
Oh, so Quinyon.
I would.
Okay,
I would.
I respect that. I think Quinyon's the number one cornerback in the draft.
I think so too, but who knows? It may be Terrion. They may feel it's Terrion. I think it's going to be. I think it's between those two.
Let's go Quinyon. I think we can agree on Quinyon here.
Okay, let's go Quinyon. Fashion though, they run it to the podium, bro.
Easily.
Yeah, they run it to the podium.
Yeah, easily. I was gonna try and say verse, but nah.
They would, but they got Ramchak probably gonna miss the year.
Yeah,
Their line was already trash, so they definitely Verse was definitely on the table.
100%.
This is either Terrion Arnold or Brian Thomas Jr.
That's what I was gonna say.
They brought a lot of their peoples back. They brought the slot quarterback Kenny Moore.
Yeah, I'm leaning Brian Thomas because I mean, you got again, you want to help out your young guy. You got Anthony Richardson coming back from the injury.
Mm-hmm.
You brought back Michael Penix. You brought back Michael Pittman.
Yeah. Pretty much it. Nobody else really developed. Like
what was it? Downs ain't that his name?
Downs,
but
Alec
Alec Pierce wasn't nothing. I had hope for him just because I'm UC biased, but
yeah. You put somebody like Brian Thomas in this offense and let him develop, and then eventually, I believe he can take over the number one spot on here.
And I think that is where he would be able to succeed, is where he don't have to just come in and be your number one guy. He can be the limited route tree guy and start working his way up. So I'm with the Brian Thomas Jr. pick here.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Seattle Seahawks.
I think it's Jared Verse, bro.
Yeah.
I think Jared Verse is a Mike McDonald type of defensive end.
I don't know. I see. That's where I was thinking about Latu, because he's more, in the eyes of a lot of people, he has that. Everyone say, "Oh, has all the pass rush moves. He can do this. He could do that."
Yeah.
And so I think he can step in right away and be that refined pass rusher for McDonald and really cause havoc.
But I specifically said McDonald because I mean his time in Michigan, his time in the NFL, he never had one of those pass rushery toolbox type of dudes. He's had those all around type of defensive ends. So somebody like a Verse that can defend the run and give you passes, somebody that he can is more versatile in a Mike McDonald type of defense. That's what I think he would. I think he would. That will break the tie. Tie goes to the runner. So I mean,
I also want to throw Fatanu out there because he has that tackle guard flexibility. They need help.
Do they need help, or were they just injured last year? Like we were just praising them, the offensive line the year before. Charles Cross and the other dude from Washington State.
Lucas.
Lucas, the bookends. And they got hurt last year. And that's all of a sudden they fell apart.
But I believe there's some concerns with Lucas. And so to me,
is it that what's the concerns? Like
that he might not be he might not be ready to come back. So that will give you that flexibility. If he's not able to come back, you have a tackle. If he comes back, you got a guard.
All right.
Yeah, I'm thinking Fatano here.
All right.
All right,
I'll let you get one.
let Negro please. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Terry on them.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Yeah. Cincinnati Bengals. You got way too many options.
If the board falls like this, I would really enjoy it because
Yeah.
you got Amarius Mims, you got J.C. Latham, Johnny Newton, Byron
Byron
Murphy. You got Nate Wiggins. Corner is a sneaky need, and every other year we, need a corner.
Got some receivers there too as
You
well. Like I say, you got T on contract
on
flux.
the franchise, but I'm going
Scroll
Johnny
on.
Newton, man.
I mean, this is your team. I'm not about to argue with you.
No, dang it!
You
I
thought
said
I was gonna argue with you?
no, but I did say I'm drafting what I think
Oh yeah.
they
'Cause
would do,
y'all ain't
not
even go to that man pro day.
Byron Murphy, man. It's
Oh,
Byron Murphy.
yeah, that's
Byron
fine.
Murphy. Damn. I hope we draft Johnny Newton, though. I hope we draft Johnny Newton.
You don't think Byron Murphy is better than Johnny Newton?
I don't. I think Johnny Newton is cold. Bro, I've been sending you Johnny Newton highlights that you ain't never watched for the past like 4 months.
Because I was messing with you. I've been watching.
That motherfucker cold, dog.
This is the dilemma here, though, when it
Yeah.
comes to the Rams. I think the debate with the way this board is filled is going to be a Johnny Newton or a Latu.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the talk was Latu because they was talking about Latu pairing with Aaron Donald, but he retired. So it's like, did it change, or did you still just want Latu, or do you want to get the heir apparent? Because Aaron Donald already said I'm working with whoever y'all draft. So if that's the case,
Send me Johnny Newton right now.
that's what I would do. But I mean, based off, that's what I would do.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and just second that and say Johnny Newton.
All right. All right, we got the Steelers.
Going to Marius Mims.
So that's a lot of debate of should they go Marius Mims or should they go with the tackle? I mean with the center
With a center, which is JPJ.
or Graham Barton.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think to me is you gotta go with Mims here.
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
All right, fuck it. JC Latham.
Only reason I say that because it's the fact that they've been active this free agency and they purposely have not done anything at the center position. So like it's like they purposely set themselves up to draft a center, and now they are in the prime position. When it comes to positional value, this is probably the part of where a center could go, and you won't be mad about it.
But you could also you still got this right here.
No,
This right here.
Got plenty.
You got this right here.
But we talking about the Steelers.
Yeah, but
they've been looking to replace Pouncey since he retired. And they had another center before Pouncey. Like their center is one of those.
They ain't trying
those cornerstone positions for them.
But they ain't trying to replace Dan Moore.
They can replace Dan Moore in other parts of the draft.
To me,
we can go Mims based off positional value and off the fact that it's the board.
I'm saying Mims. We go.
I said we can go Mims. Oh, you already clicked it.
Yep, I'm clicking that. Let's go ahead.
I'm clicking next to you, man. Now, once again, both of these centers are still here. Neither one of them is going past. They're not getting past Miami. Connor Williams, he tore his ACL. He's not going to be ready by the season start. A lot of the moves that they've made, they waiting for a center as well. I do think that they picked up one in free agency, if I'm not mistaken. Did they get the boy from from the Bills that they let go? Did they get who did Mitch Morse go to?
I think so. Let's see.
I think he went to the Dolphins.
Yeah. You see, with
But
the let's see, they got with the interior offensive line being kind of like the thing where people feel like you can sign starters
yeah,
later on. You think they would make it just the fastest team in the world?
no.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking-
No, they
But yeah,
got Mike McDaniel. He thought about it.
yeah,
He thought about it. I think they would go Graham Barton right here though. If boy fell right here.
yeah. They got Andrew Brewer and Isaiah Wynn. Yeah, they would go. They would go
Because Graham Barton is versatile to play.
center, guard.
You
Some
know,
people say tackle.
you know, and the fact that, like I said, their zone scheme is definitely he's versatile. He's athletic enough to get it done. I think they would go
The
Graham Barton.
the one reason why I'm still stuck on JC Latham, though, bro, you know Teron Armstead gonna get hurt.
Absolutely,
And JC Latham is again one of those bigger, like we talked about earlier. He's one of those bigger tackles that you can plop in at guard,
that's the problem.
and then when when Teron Armstead goes ahead and gets hurt, hey,
Is he athletic enough to move in that offense? Because I think personally they probably would do a Jordan Morgan before they think about JC Latham
I would think they would do Tyler. I think if after JC Latham, it would be
or
Tyler
Tyler
Guyton.
Guyton. Either or, somebody more athletic because they're going to be on the move. They speed is their thing. Zone
Okay.
blocking, they need athlete, and JC Latham is a big dude, like big brawler. You know what I'm saying?
So
Tyler,
I like Tyler Guyton then, because to me, I think they would
okay,
Teron Armstead old anyway.
and like you said, he definitely play away every day.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Tyler Guyton.
Tyler Guyton it is.
I personally think they would go Graham Barton though, but Tyler Guyton.
Okay.
This is gonna be funny as well. Another team that definitely normally they draft trenches in the first round.
Yep.
Trenches. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But they're set at the trenches. Like
They don't. Yeah. It's to me.
it's like
You actually
it's so
have
redundant.
needs. You have so many
Yeah.
needs right now. Not so well. No, you
Yes.
have a lot of needs in the secondary.
It's so redundant if they do anybody on in the trenches. If they get it in a D tackle,
Yeah.
offensive tackle, offensive guard, anything is going to be so redundant. That's not going to make sense. They could go a Graham Barton though.
Yes, they could.
Uh,
But again, I think you
the
you
way
may
this
not be
board
able to get.
fell,
Yeah.
the way this board fell, Graham Barton may be a blinking light. I mean, like you say, why is this center that retired? Why is his name?
Kelsey.
Kelsey. Yes, I'm sorry. He
You know,
retired.
you know he lost his Super Bowl ring while he was in
Um,
Cincinnati
um,
doing the New Heights podcast with Joe Burrow and Orlando Brown.
sounds about right.
He lost it in the pool of chili.
That's so on brand. They should go with Cooper DeJean right here, or Nate Wiggins. You
To
know,
me,
they what they should do.
right. And I would even throw fourth man Jarvis a bone here and say, because you see how Cooper DeJean got this little S by his name,
Mm-hmm.
and they not letting him play corner.
Mm-hmm.
He is a corner that everybody's just trying to force into safety. To me, that would be able to kind of kill not necessarily two birds, one stone, but you have versatility where it kind of opens up where you can feel another secondary need later on in this draft,
Yeah.
depending on how the board goes, because you need a corner and you need a safety. So
Mhm.
if you get Cooper DeJean and the board falls later, say this guy right here has a slide.
Mhm.
You could double up because there's there's nothing saying that you can't just double down on secondary round 1 and 2 because you need it that bad, to be quite honest.
Absolutely, absolutely. So where we going, man? We going Cooper DeJean?
Yeah, I'm going Cooper DeJean. I think he fits their defense a lot better anyway, as opposed to Nate Wiggins.
All right.
You good with that?
Yeah, that's fine. We might well stay on the defense.
We're going. We going. Michael Penix here.
Nah, they already picked JJ.
Hey, they drafted RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same draft. Hey,
Yeah,
dog.
they drafted him in the first and the fourth round. They ain't that
Nah,
no.
y'all got to compete. Somebody gonna hit. God damn it. It's
Yeah,
like, nah.
we not going out like that one. Um, they let they basically swapped edges with Grenard and why is everybody blanking, bro?
Danielle Hunter.
Thank you. Hey,
Folks, it is 11:30, so we a little bit tired. That's all.
ain't no little bit. Yeah, so they could use another one on the opposite side. Um, Once again, we got Flores as defensive coordinator. I think he would fall in love with a Jared Verse once again, or he could fall in love with a Chop Robinson head. Athletic, got the traits.
I also believe Kool-Aid because that secondary, it needs some help.
Kool-Aid got that fracture in his foot. I'm
But
not sure.
he did run that full. He did run a good 40 with the fracture in his foot, and they say they're not worried about it.
Yeah,
So
it
I
should be ready by the time camp. But it's like I said, he did all his athletic testing with a bad foot, which should be viewed as a positive. We'll see.
and that's why I think Kool-Aid would be in play here because Kool-Aid had, like he can cover, he can be physical.
Yeah, he checks the
He
Flores boxes.
exactly. I'll let you break the tie though.
When it comes to if we're going corner, it's definitely Flores is definitely gonna like Kool-Aid over Nate Wiggins.
Right.
Just
No, yeah, no,
yeah,
I didn't even bring up Nate Wiggins because I don't think he fits what Flores wants.
yeah.
He's too slight a frame.
I don't think so at all. So
So
yeah,
so so
I would go
it's
Kool-Aid.
verse or Kool-Aid.
Uh, More verse.
All right. Jerry verse it is. The Dallas Cowboys, you're on the clock.
Yeah, offense. You know what to do. Uh, with the board, with JC Latham right here. Not sure that he can play the left side. Um, Primarily a right tackle, so I think they wouldn't go with him. Graham Barton is versatile. Um, JPJ has injury concerns right as of right now. Red flags. The way this failed, I think they would be running to the podium for Graham Barton.
I agree. Green Bay, you are on the clock.
I think they would go with the. I'm not seeing JC Latham fall this far. We got some
Yeah.
other tackles though.
Kingsley.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm about to say this might be JC Latham here.
yeah, just off the strength that.
Yeah, yeah. If JC Latham makes it down to 25, he's not Green Bay is they're gonna get him.
Even though Green Bay definitely has its own running scheme, they do run a lot of power as well, though. So
Right.
they can adjust it. LaFleur has
And
shown
then bringing in Josh Jacobs, I think that there will be that
more of a power. Yeah,
that power screen outside of opposed to Aaron Jones. So yeah, let's go ahead and go JC Latham here.
yeah.
This is lie out to lie to if you ask me.
This is Kool-Aid, if you ask me, or Nate Wiggins, if you ask me. This is a corner.
You think it's a corner?
They need cornerback bad. They traded Carson Davis to
Yeah.
the Lions. They got the other one. Um, yeah, I think this would
we can go Kool-Aid here, but I'm telling you, this is what. Remember how we have one of those every year where we gonna circle
Asterisks.
with the asterisk? I think if Latu is on the board this late,
I can, but you know what's crazy? I can see them. Nah, let's go Latu because they also need a pass rusher as well. They let Shaq go. They need
yeah,
another pass rusher as well. They can go get corners. Like
yeah,
this is a deep draft for corners. Like,
yeah.
and
So
his
that's why I
scheme
think
he blitz anyway.
right.
So
So this is why I think Latu would be perfect here. He make it this far, they going for it.
yeah,
All right.
Nate Wiggins though,
Yep.
or if they keep this pick, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna be doing a lot of wheeling and dealing and stuff like that. This is a prime Chop Robinson candidate right here for me as well. You know, Jonathan Gannon. I mean, came from that Eagles system, could use a pass rusher. You know,
Because who else they got?
exactly.
Yeah, let's go Chop Robinson here. To me, I think get after the quarterback.
Athletic.
Try and get you a cornerback later.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go Chop Robinson.
You know he's setting up though. Somebody gonna like it.
Mm-hmm. I know somebody who like it, bitch. All right, the
Go,
Buffalo Bills on the clock at 28.
go straight to the offense. Even though, you know what's crazy? I know everybody's projecting they should go wide receiver in the first round. And I do think they should go wide receiver in the first round. I think AD Mitchell is the blinking red light for the Bills. Is that receiver I think that will work well with a Josh Allen.
I
Pref-
think AD Mitchell is everything that people think Brian Thomas Jr. is.
Absolutely. I also do at the same time. I do think that Keon Coleman is a better, maybe a better fit as well for Josh Allen. Especially if they're gonna play a lot of backyard football. I think Keon Coleman would fit very well with Josh Allen. At
I
the same
think,
time, they do need some corners. But go ahead.
yeah, I think the reason why AD Mitchell would be fit over Keon Coleman is because
Better.
initially exactly, and initially I think AD would be able to kind of expand their offense a little bit more than what Keon Coleman might be able to do as far as separation, getting older, getting open, stretching the field, allowing Josh Allen to, kind of, use more of the field. Yes, I know they have Khalil Shakur, but AD Mitchell, he's 6'3", running a 4.3, which, I think allows you to do a little bit more, threaten the defense a little bit more. So I think this is kind of where I think Keon Coleman, he'll start sliding down the board a little bit.
But they also need corners.
Corners, yes, they also need corners, and I think we have
I
Kool-Aid
I think they will riot if they don't if
go
they
wide
if,
receiver.
if they don't go wide receiver here. I think they would riot. But I think the way the picks that they had, I think Nate Wiggins would be the better pick.
I think Kool-Aid would, if I'm going corner, I would think Kool-Aid. I'm not putting Nate Wiggins 125-pound ass in Buffalo. Sorry. Tackling when it get cold, it's a little bit different.
I feel you.
Yeah. But we agree on AD Mitchell here.
Yeah.
All right. The Detroit Lions.
They might just draft Jackson Powell Johnson just cuz.
Not with Kool-Aid on the board, man.
Bro, it's trying to you about to pick. Well, go to the offense right quick.
All
I
right.
just right quick. Just right quick. Scroll down. Yeah, nothing really doing it for me. For them, offensively yet. All right, back to defense. Like you say, yeah, Kool-Aid right there. Kool-Aid just fits what they want to do. Even though Darius Robinson is right there for them as well. And him to go pair up with Aiden Hutchinson, he got the inside and outside flex. They got nothing but big boys in the middle that really don't bring any pass rush ability. DJ Reader, the clean Akeem McNeil,
Aline McNeil.
one of them. I was close. Told you they don't really give you that pass rush. They they big boy. They push the pocket. Cool. You got Darius Robinson. He give you that inside outside flex.
I know. So here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like some of these guys. Like
I do like Chris Braswell.
I like Chris Braswell. I like Adisa Isaac. I like Braylon Trice.
I like Braylon Trice as well.
Brandon Dorless. Marshawn
Yeah.
Nealon.
Yeah. You did your job. At the same time with these cornerbacks, I think they would like a Kool-Aid, a Max Melton, Enos Raystraw. Mike Sandersteele, Mike, these are Detroit Lions right here.
Right. So but here's my thing. You brought in Marcus Davenport. You got DJ Reader. You got Aiden Hutchinson. You got Aleem McNeil. I understand you want to get, that another, some more juice opposite Aiden Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm.
But you brought in Carlton Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Amik Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kendall Vildor.
Mm-hmm.
You got Emmanuel Mosley. I think you need Kool-Aid.
Yeah, go ahead, go pour the Kool-Aid.
I don't want to do this.
You don't want to do what? Nate Wiggins? You don't want to do Nate Wiggins to the Ravens?
No. Go ahead.
Because I don't want to do Nate Wiggins to the Ravens either. Like you say,
no, I wasn't doing Nate Wiggins.
So who? Okay. They go on defense as well too. They lost a lot of pieces on this defense. You think they're gonna go with Xavier Worthy or Keon Coleman?
I think that they would possibly go wide receiver.
What they should do,
because Rashad Bateman is what they should do to me is Jackson Powers Johnson.
Wow.
But because you want to be the best running offense in the league anyway.
Okay, they got Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah, but to me, you don't have to put Jackson. Like he's not like you can put Jackson Powers Johnson next to Tyler Linderbaum. Linderbaum can play guard. Jackson Powers Johnson can play guard.
Then wait for Christian Hayes or Cooper Beebe for some reason. I'm not drafting no Jackson. I'm not. We're getting redundant at this point.
Okay.
But they do go to tackle though.
I was just about to go there. Yeah.
The way this fell, no.
You don't think they would go Kingsley right now?
Mm-mm. He don't fit the Ravens. He's not a Raven. You can scroll down though, and I can tell you which one of the Ravens. I can see Rosengarten. I can see that. I can see Blake Fisher easily being a Raven. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see Blake Fisher. I think Blake Fisher
and Christian Jones as well.
Yeah, I really like Christian Jones.
I know. These are Ravens. Like you can scroll back up now.
I was just saying that
you went a little too damn. Let's make a pick though. They should go Keon Coleman.
Yeah, that's the reason why I say I didn't want to do it, because I think that they should go Keon Coleman because you have Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Rashad Bateman can't stay healthy for you, so you put Keon Coleman next to next to Zay Flowers. Mark Andrews is back healthy.
But go back to defense. Go to edge. Darius Robinson, man. You don't sound like you too high on Darius Robinson, but okay. I understand. Don't be surprised though.
So let's do it.
Don't be surprised though. Cornerback though. Go to corners. I can see a TJ Tampa coming right here, man.
I really like TJ Tampa.
I can see it. Because I don't think they're gonna go. I think at some point you allocating too many resources at the wide receiver position, bro. Even though you still need it. Yeah, I get it. Rashad Bateman, you missed. Oh, you hit on Zay Flowers. You mean tell me you can spend another first round pick on a wide receiver in a deep wide receiver draft?
It was so crazy because I had TJ Tampa going the very next pick.
Oh, the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I really don't see Nate Wiggins, even though I'm not really that high on Nate Wiggins. I don't see Nate Wiggins not being a first round draft pick. But
I quite honestly could.
we've seen it before. We've seen things like this happen before, but it's just I'm you know. But where we going though with the Ravens? Go ahead, click all. Click all. Go ahead, just go as David Worthy. Just
Let's do it.
get somebody fast and
Let's piss everybody off.
yeah, somebody gotta be mad. Let's go Nate Wiggins.
Fuck it, I'm with it.
Cause they need to go corner. They probably should have went
TJ Tampa.
somebody.
Jordan Morgan or Kingsley Suamatia?
Kingsley.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would have went Jordan Morgan. I like Jordan Morgan a lot. NFL teams probably won't because they got those thresholds when it comes to the arm length.
Yeah.
Does this save this before we click out?
I almost clicked out.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Clicked and saved it mad times.
Wow.
All right, let's do a quick little recap. So,
All right.
Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels went 1-2. Marvin Harrison at number 3, where we think is going to be a prime trade back scenario.
Absolutely.
And I believe they're going to trade back, and then Marvin Harrison is going to actually end up with the Cardinals. Joe Alt, because guess what? Chargers, they gonna run that goddamn ball. They just signed J.K. Dobbins, I believe.
Yep.
You got Drake May going to the New York Giants. Fuaga going to the Titans. It's a good fit. Too bad Derrick Henry's not there no more. Sorry, Ross. Dallas Turner going to the Falcons. I think, there's a possibility that, any of those top 3 edges could end up there. And then also possibly one of the corners that we talked about also could end up there to pair him with AJ Terrell. Chicago Bears. This is such a beautiful move. Getting Rome Odunze at number 9. Brock Bowers. Hey, there's some opportunity. There's some opportunities there for O-line, but hey, JJ McCarthy. I think that this may be one of those teams that trades up. Bo Nix. I just think that if you get Bo Nix at number 12, you're trading down. But hey.
Hey, it is what it is. Sean
Payton. Because they need draft picks anyway.
Sean Payton. They may trade up to get it.
And that's the crazy part. Because they're gonna be in an arms race trying to trade up with the Minnesota Vikings, but the Minnesota Vikings got way more ammunition than they do, so they're gonna have to.
And I back to the Vikings. I know this is not a good philosophy, but you won plenty of games with Josh Dobbs last year, and then other quarterbacks like you were a functional offense at times with those bad quarterbacks. Why am I trading up if I already seen what I can do with lesser quarterback? Like, I would just build my team, man. And then on top of that, why don't they love Michael Penix? If your whole offense is based off schedule, being on schedule, running the script how I want you to run the script, why wouldn't you want a quarterback that has perfected that? That's what he does.
You have the offensive line to put him back there behind
and let him cook. Don't get me wrong, I get it. I get all the coaches speak when it comes to JJ McCarthy. I get it, but in regards of trading up, that's the part that loses me. It's like, why am I trading up and giving up future draft capital for JJ McCarthy when I could probably just sit there and get a Michael Penix and still build my team out and accomplish the same exact goal? But we'll see, man.
And my thing about it is you have those 2 first-round picks. Look at some of the players that's on the board. Like, we went Jared Verse for you at 23. There is a possibility that you could have done anything you wanted here at 11. Like, a lot of the players that you would probably covet and could fill your needs are here. Like I said, they could have went a Quinyon Mitchell here.
Mhm.
Quite honestly, you could have went a Quinyon Mitchell here, still went Jared Verse, and then got Michael Penix later.
They could probably accomplish the same exact goal that what they wanted with Kevin O'Connell, what he showed us with Spencer Rattler, bro. And that's it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna get too crazy and be like, yeah, you can do this with Michael Pratt and all that. Like, no, I'm not saying that, but it's like
A
that.
little bit of Jordan Travis.
That's all I'm saying, man. But at the end of the day, this is a 2024 mock draft. I want to appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let us know. Hey, let us know if we messed up at what you don't agree with, what you do agree with. Hey, let us know. But the fact that the only way that you can really let us know, you have to listen.
Yep, pretty much.
That's it.
Damn, we did good. Right in an hour.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Let's get on out of here.